Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part one of my visit to Vintage Retreat in Lower Harding Street in Northampton. If you want to visit, it's just off Grafton Street. So it's not always easy to spot as you're going down or up the hill, but anyway, that's what it is, Lower Harding Street. So it's a very big place. And it's kind of like a labyrinth to get round. It is Vintage Retreat. There is a lot of clothes there. But there's also a good amount of furniture. And yeah, there's a lot of 20th century glass. I didn't really see much proper, really old glass there. But if you're looking for post-war glass or just pre-war, there's loads. And the prices are decent as well. And, you know, if you're looking for your Whitefriars Baxter's glass or your Medina or, you know, any of these other kind of things, you're going to find it, as you'll see from my videos. Yeah, there's a good choices there, and hidden bargains. Yes, hidden bargains. Everybody wants those little sleepers. And so anyway, with that said, let's get on and have a look at the video. Hello, so I'm here at Vintage Retreat. Here it is. You know it's the place because it's got this, I can't get my finger in, elephant. There we go. This elephant up on the corner. It's in the centre of Northampton, just off Grafton Street, which is down there behind me. It's got a little bit of parking out the front here. And yeah, and I've come early before it gets crowded. There's a bit of building going on out here, look at this. Yeah, you can hear the builders. And yeah, so anyway, I've not been in and looked around at all. I've gone in, said I'm here to film, and they gone, yeah, come on. And then, yeah, so let's get on and do some filming. So this is the entrance to Vintage Retreat. This is what it's like. You've got this little bit in here, and then you've got bits. It just goes on and on and on and on down there and round the back and back out this way again. So yeah, it's a big place. There's lots of stuff here, and yeah, I recommend it. I've had quite a lot of stuff I've bought from here over the years. So yeah, I'm going to start in this one here. So right by the entrance, I see this here, and I used to see loads of these, don't see them so much. I can't remember if they're Sowerby or Davidson's, but I will look that up. Can you see it's got this distinctive pattern? It's either 1930s or 50s or something like that. And I know it's not anything fantastic, but my brain's going, yeah, I know that, and I just can't quite put it together. So I'm kind of hoping that the rest of this video won't go as hard as finding this jug did. In fact, I haven't even found the jug, but I have found the pattern. It's Sherdley and Ravenhead. Now, I'm wondering if Sherdley is a brand name for Ravenhead, or are they separate factories? I know there's like the Sherdley Glassworks in St Helens. Don't know how that relates. I don't know how it goes together, and that's something I'm probably going to have to work on. But anyway, it's Sherdley, and the pattern is called Nordic, and looks like they make other things in the Nordic pattern as well. I have seen, looking around, I've seen other bits and pieces, different size jugs and tumblers and stuff. So yeah, and I think it's from the 1950s or 60s. That's what everybody's saying. The design does have a kind of 50s, 60s look about it. So yeah, but at least we know what it is. Sherdley Nordic. Also in the same booth is this decanter here. Pretty certain this is a Dartington. Now, there are Home Guard ones that are like this, but they're not quite the same. And if I take the stopper peg out, can you see it has a distinctive look about it? Yeah, I think pretty certain that's the Dartington version. But we can double check that and give a year for it. £13 is a very good price, especially as I don't see any bloom or anything like that in it. So, and it's not a clear one, it's a grey one. So that is a good price. So for this one, I'm going to use my own website as the reference. So manufacturers, Dartington, scroll. Yes, I did have one of these. And here it is. Dun, dun, dun. It's quite elegant actually. I think there is a home guard one and it has a slightly flaring, pouring lip, but it's not much wider than this. And so it's FT27. Frank Thrower is the designer, so that's the FT27 is design number 27 by Dartington, which makes it in the first year, 1967, which is the first year of production. So in fact, actually, I've given you the books and the pages, and the first 20 years is one of the books is Dartington Glass, the first 24 years, 1967 to 1978, page 72. Anyway, there you go. That is the decanter, 1967. I'm pretty certain this is Davidson, and I've had a play with Davidsons before, and it's probably not uranium glass. It looks like it, can you see? But it probably isn't. I should start bringing my torch out with me, just to have a quick play every now and again. But anyway, Davidson's, and I think it's 1950s. So the bowl we were looking at is actually Bagley, item number P2004.484, and it's called Carnival, the pattern. So, but it's not Carnival glass. That's just the name of the pattern. And we've got dates here, 1946 to 75. So yeah, 1946. Which meant that when it was first designed and then being pressed, this would have met the government utility requirements. It's pressed glass, so yeah, there's no reason why it wouldn't do. Yeah, I think at the time this was designed, cut glass was only allowed for export. Yeah, you couldn't buy new British-made cut glass. Export only, because we were still under war rationing. This is interesting because the pattern on it is like something Tajima or Davidson's or Ravenhead would do, and it is like a very cheaply made, mold blown machine, probably machine made, but the handle is not part of the mold. It's been put on. It's been done in a sort of like early 19th century way with a bit of a piggy tail on it. That's quite, I will never figure out who that's by. It could be from any country because it's a bit offbeat. So I don't think I'm going to find that jug. There are two types of, or two vases by different makers and different countries that I know of that have that kind of texture. This is the first one we're looking at, this jug on the 20th Century Glass website, and it has these little worms, can you see? This is by Tajima in Japan, and yeah, I look to see if they do jugs. I can't find any. And then the other one I found is this one, which has a similar pattern as well. Not quite the same colour though. This is Davidson's Brahma ware. And yeah, this is similar kind of wormy pattern. Couldn't find any jugs for that either. So yeah, those are the things that were in my head texture wise, but I've never seen that jug before. Not on paper or not out and about, so yeah, I don't know. And it's unusual in that it's a piece of pressed glass like this, but then they've done that little piece where they've added the handle on separately,
for something that's probably from the, because I'm just going by the texture, which was when that was prevalent. So we're talking late 60s, 70s. So something of that style. Adding a jug, a handle on a piece of pressed glass like that is really unusual. The times when you see that is normally sort of like 1850s and 60s. So yeah, it's a really unusual thing that struck me, that's all.
Can't remember what patent number this is, but this is Whitefriars. What's he got written on it? Vintage amber glass 12 set. It's just the one glass and a jug. It's £12, but it is Whitefriars.
So I thought this would be an easy job. I spotted that the jug was and glass were Whitefriars from across the room. Thought, yeah, just go in, find the first and last. Job done. Really easy, but it's not quite that simple. So the pattern is called M10. Okay, and M10 first appears in the 1938 catalogue. Here it is, just the glass. If I go on to the next page, there are two jugs. There's an M2 and this 7930, 4 sizes. Neither of them are quite right to that jug. They're not, the bulbiness of them is a different shape. So yeah, so that's not, so we can't really say it's pre-war because the jug doesn't appear pre-war. It does appear in the 1949 catalogue. Here we go, M10. This is what we were looking at. This jug, glass, and the last time we see it is 1966. So it doesn't appear in 67 or 69. So yeah, that's the end date. As it first appears in 49, how many years is that? That means it's at least going for 17 years, possibly longer, depending on when they started doing the jug properly. So there we go. It's properly mid-century because it's from 49 and on for a bit longer.
Just behind the Whitefriars is this Rihimaki vase. Yeah, look at them. And I did work out who that was the other day, and I can't remember the name. So I will pull that out again and tell you it's from the 1970s, and there is a patent number for it and everything, and it's got a name as well. And it's eluding me. I don't know what's, my brain's failed, but I know where I can find out what that is.
We're looking at a page from the book Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell. And here is the vase that we were looking at. It's from 1976, saying it's from their export collection. There's no part number, there's no designer for it. Now, you need to be careful with this one because there are other vases a similar shape. Let me show you something and we can get this right. Not this one first, this one. So this is the same vase. I think it's a little bit shorter, and what's nice about this one is it does have a label made in Finland on it. So yeah, it kind of double confirms because, you know, books can just be an opinion, but here's one with the label. But if I go back to where we were looking, there's this vase, which is kind of like a similar shape, but it's got more of an edge here. It's less rounded than the one we were looking at. And this one's got a part number 1374. So the 1300 seemed to be from about 1972. So, according to the, actually, if we go back to what we were looking at before, look, let me show you something. These ones here, 1972, 1348, this one, and it's by Tamara Aladdin. So this one is likely to be by Tamara Aladdin as well because it's from the same time slot. and she was making these types of vases, and quite a few of them are attributed to her. So yeah, just be careful that you don't go seeing this one, seeing it with the part number, and attributing it to someone who might not be the designer. That's all. Okay.
So we've got this. We know this is a Bagley Equinox bowl from 1938. We know this is Selby 2631 pattern from the 1930s. But this one here, it looks like the Davidson chevron pattern, but it's not. Yeah, I might try and find that one.
So I thought I'd start with the Equinox bowl. It's by Bagley, and yeah, so this is Wakefield Council Museum Collections website. And they've got all of these, and you can see that there's the two types: the ones which are bent in, the ones that are bent out. This is the one we were looking at, and here it is. We've got item number, and we've got the design number 3061 Equinox, and we've actually got the years as well, 1938 to 75. So actually we've got the actual window, because previously it only had the start date, but we've got an end date as well for it being made, so it was made for quite a while. Now let's move on. So I think this is the one I'll go this one first. So this is 1940. Here we are. There's the bowl that we were looking at, the 2631 bowl, flanged, also in acid finish, which means basically frosted, and amber blue green rosin. So there it is, 1940. Now this actual bowl doesn't appear in the earlier catalogue, but the shape does, so that's why I count it as, although this is 1940, I do count it as a 1930s design. And then the other one that I was looking for, which I've not seen before, is this vase. This is the 1938 catalogue. Doesn't appear in the earlier one, and here it is, and it's a 2592 vase, and it is very like the Davidson's chevron, and I'm wondering if they're not copying it. The bottom's a bit different. Actually, I'm going to stop this and go and find the chevron, and I'll show you. And with the magic of editing, he's back. Look at this vase, and actually look at this one as well. So look at these two vases here, and if we go and have a look, so this is the 1940 catalogue for Davidson, and here's the chevron vase, and it's kind of like a bit of an in-between those two vases that we were looking at there. Yeah, there's two types. There's the ones where the top's been pressed out, the one where it's been pressed up. This is after it's been mould blown, so yeah, so they take it out while it's still hot and do this with it, all that. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know which one would have done the design first, but one of them would, and if it was successful, you know, the other one would have gone, we need to do something a bit like that, capture a bit of that market too. So that's the way it works.
This is interesting as well. I'm trying to. A few people made this type of thing with the blob in the middle. Whitefriars did them. Home Guard. I think Hadland did them as well. So let's see if we can find this particular one. It's quite a chunky little monkey. £8. I think if it's any of those, £8 is still very cheap.
So I had a few ideas in my head who might have made that bowl. One of them was Whitefriars. This is the Whitefriars catalogue. It's from the whitefriarsglassworks.com 1969 catalogue. And these are the bowls that were in my head, but none of them are round. So the blob in the middle in this one and this one look proportional to what we were looking at, but not the right shape bowl. They're nice thick chunky bowls. I've seen one of these, this one here, early this summer, so but it's not that. So my next thought was Hadland, so let's go there. And this is the bowl here. There's a few pages with this bowl on it. That's a different angle, but all of them, there's a few different ones. The blob is too big. So this is from the Mats Linda website, and this is the 1965 Hadland. Hadland's from Norway. So yeah, it's not that either. So my final throw was Costa, and this is the Costa Vicky Lidstrand catalogue for 1956, which is the oldest, and I think this is what we're looking at. They're not all quite even, but the proportion and the thickness of the bowls looks right. So I think it's this, and I don't think these are common. I've had a chunk round on eBay, can't find any, but I do know, looking at other things that are on there, that £8 is probably a bit of a bargain, not the right price, etc., etc. So yeah, I don't know how much it would be properly, but not £8.
So I'm going to tell you what kind of nerd I am now. So I've never seen this before, but I know it's Scandinavian because this plane here, this jet, it's a Saab JS39 Gripen. So yeah, it's from Sweden. Don't know who made it though, but yeah, it's Saab. So that paperweight with the Saab Gripen on it, looking back at the film, I can see there's a signature on the front that I couldn't read, slowing the film down, trying to expand it, whatever. I didn't see it when I was looking there. I was too busy looking underneath and on the back, and not on the front where I should have been looking. So I thought I'll do a quick search for the Saab Gripen paperweight, glass paperweight, and I got lots of pictures of Saab Gripens and lots of pictures of paperweights, but not a picture of a Saab Gripen paperweight. So, or not that one anyway. So yeah, that's what you get for not looking hard enough, looking through the camera all the time, in fact, as opposed to looking offline carefully and then filming it afterwards, which is what you probably should do. Anyway, this is going to be the first of many videos from Vintage Retreat. It is a good place to go, especially if you're looking for gifts. It also has a very nice restaurant, so I highly recommend that as well. And what else? Yes, I think that's it. So all the references will be in the description below, as well as contact details for Vintage Retreat. And please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. Thank you. Good night.